Great story, isn't it? Yeah, what am I doing up here? I've been kidnapped.
I will take a chance to be who I'm meant to be. I won't let fear keep me from trying. It's time for me to make a change. Start living the life I
It won't be picked up on here. Right. You all ready? I think I am. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming, friends, family, and also friends and family online. Welcome to Poole Christian Spiritualist Church. I'll get my mouth working in a minute. We've had a cancellation, as you can see, so Lawrence will be doing the mediumship today, and I'll try to do my best to make it run.
Simon very kindly volunteered. Chair.
So I've got my little notes here from Lawrence. Don't mess it up. So Lawrence, I'd like to ask you up, please, and for the opening prayer.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you for standing in. You're much appreciated. And thank you, somebody else in the congregation who may be standing in at a later date. This is a wonderful thing in this church. We've got such a great community. And, you know, it's not like some of the churches where everything has to go through the committee. Otherwise, you know, oh, it's wrong. People can be a part of this church, which is absolutely wonderful. So thank you. Thank you. So if you'd just like to still your minds now and just leave all the niggles, the cares, the concerns, just put them to one side. For this is your time. This is your space. This is your moment. This is your presence here in this church which creates this service. It is not us on the platform that call forth, demand. Spirit are here because you're here, and never underestimate that. So in and through that knowledge, in and through that energy, and in through that love that we now send out to those that have gone before us, let us draw together as one. Let us blend those energies of this world and the next to create this time of harmony, of peace, of healing and upliftment. And we know that all that is said and done is done through the act of love, the act of kindness, the act of support, and the act of encouragement. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to join me, please, in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Now we come to the point in our service where we have healing. First of all, I'd just like to thank the healers who are here this morning and come every week for their amazing healing abilities. And I have to say, I'm feeling a bit so much better, Heather. Thank you. Bad shoulder. Very, very good. While we play the music and we are meditating and sending our love out to those who may need it, or you feel that you need it, it's also to remember that you also need healing. We all need healing throughout our lives. Please feel free to call out a name of somebody, and their name is instantly recognised by Spirit. Spirit has the understanding and the intelligence to put it exactly where it's needed. So thank you. Thank you.
Linda.
Ted, Mickey,
Robin. Healing prayer for ourselves, for those who are sick, for those who are in need of support. We send our strongest, deepest love. Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
And now I would like to ask Lawrence to give us your philosophy, please.
No.
And now I'd like to ask Lawrence.
I'll just see what you do. Excuse us.
While I do some knitting. Done it?
No, I've totally messed that up.
We'll be singing next week's hymn.
Yes. Oh, leave it. I'll shoot it in a minute. Anyway, good morning. Excuse the back. So much easier when you're on that side.
It is.
So, reading today I find incredibly interesting because it's about silver birch. Anybody not heard of silver birch? Silver birch, there's many books transcribed from the circles of Hanan Swaffer. Silver birch was a guide and shared great wisdom and knowledge. Looked upon as one of the greats within the movement of spiritualism. They're the sort of go-to books. They're really good for beginners, and they're also really good for later on your journey to encourage you and to open your mind to possibilities. A great inspirational speaker from the other world. So we've got two accounts of silver birch here. The first one is by the circle leader, the medium, Hanan Swaffer. And he says, "Now silver birch came into my life soon after I became a spiritualist in 1924. Ever since then, I have listened for an hour and more at a time to his teaching, his guidance and his counsel, and learned to love and respect him more than I love and respect any earthly being. He first functioned in an extraordinary way. I was a young man of 18, an atheist, who was making a study of spiritualism, I went mockingly to a circle in one of the poorest of London suburbs, and I laughed outright when, to use my own words, old women became Chinamen and all sorts of things, only to be reproved by a medium who in trance said, "You will be doing this before long." Although I went away incredulous and sceptical, I returned the next week to the circle, and then, halfway through, apologised for having fallen asleep. "You have been in trance," said someone sitting next to me. "Your guide gave his name and said that he has been training you for this for years, and that before long you will be speaking on spiritualist platforms." And again, I laughed. The next account is Who Am I? By Silver Birch. And he says, "I was told that I would have to search for an instrument, and so bond myself to this instrument, so that I would be able to express through him the messages that I was charged to deliver. So I searched our records and found my medium. I watched from the time that he was conceived, and from the moment that the spirit began to express itself, albeit a little flicker, I brought my influence to bear and started there, and this association, which has now lasted all these years. I helped to mould the spirit and the tiny little mind, and throughout every phase of that life, I watched his every experience, learned how to get close association, and I accustomed myself throughout the days of boyhood to all the mental processes, to all the physical habits. I studied my instrument from every aspect, mind, spirit, and physical body. And then I had to guide his footsteps towards an understanding of these spirit truths." Isn't that amazing? Doesn't that make you really think? You know, spiritualism for the last 25, 30 years has slowed slightly. There's been a stalling. We call it a movement, but we often say, well, where is the movement? Why are we not progressing? Each and every day up and down the land and now online, we see demonstrations of what we call mental mediumship, where the messages are shared through the mind of the medium. And there are few places that will still share the philosophy, the inspired speaking, other aspects of our wonderful movement. As Simon quite rightly said there, thanking the healing mediums for their work. Because you healers sometimes get the rough end of the stick, don't you? Be honest.
You're not that hard.
Sometimes the healers are left, oh yes, and the healers, thank you. You know, and it's like this afterthought. And it's the same with our philosophy, our inspired speaking. We had a wonderful workshop yesterday, did we not? We did. Did you enjoy yourselves? Wonderful. And again, you know, those words from Spirit. Yes, the messages are important. Yes, the messages support what we say, that there is no death. But they are only evidence. We can't make you believe. The job of the Spirit is to provide that evidence in and through their mediums, however which way the mediums operate. So be it our healing mediums, be it our inspirational, philosophical mediums, be it our evidential mediums. We're all working for the same agency. We're all conveying these words. We're all conveying these thoughts. We're all conveying that upliftment from the other world. Now, we do sometimes get a bit confused because we spend a lot of time looking for the truth. In all my dealings with the other world, I've found one thing, that there is not the truth. The truth is where you are today. The truth is your understanding, your conviction, your personality of today, which is different to yesterday's thinking, which is different to what we may think tomorrow. And that is no different in the other world. There are many, many, many schools of thought in the other world, each relaying their idea, their understanding of the greatness and the magnitude of life eternal, and in and through that, the acceptance of that divine organizing force that we call God. But it's different aspects. So we do tend to run round looking for the truth, and today's truth. Who had a great revelation in the last 6 months? Something was said, something was done, and you went, I've had my epiphany moment. Hands up. Yeah. Is it still true today? Good, good. Because that shows the depth, shows the understanding and the acceptance to grow. Because when we accept these revelations, when we accept these epiphanies, we are allowing that change to come in. We are allowing that growth. And that is a wonderful thing. This is where spiritualism needs to be, with that movement of thought. To try things, to embrace things, to examine things. One of the greatest reasons I'm a spiritualist is because everything that we do has evidence. Now, be that through the communications from the other world, be that through the philosophy, be that through the healing, be that through whatever means, there is always that thread of evidence there. We see in today's world, social media, love it or hate it, it's there. And we see all these different philosophies being purported, and a lot of them rely a lot on old orthodoxy. If you believe this, you'll be one of the saved few. If you listen to me only, you'll be saved. If you follow my way, you will be looked after. That really is old orthodoxy. That is subjugation. And this is why religion, today's world, does have a bad name in places. Quite often I run a church. Oh, you wouldn't get me in a church. Why? Would you burst into flames? Would the ceiling crash down upon you? I get it. I do get it. People have had hard times in religions. I do get that. But all we'd ask is that openness of mind. Who's had a bad experience with a dentist or a doctor or a nurse? So we're all dentists, doctors and nurses bad because of that one experience? I know Heather would say no. So, yes, we can be coloured by the thought of religion. But in spiritualism, we have more than that. Yes, we are an organised religion, which allows us to be a church, which allows us to be charities, which allows us a voice in Parliament, which allows us to be recognised. If I go out and somebody starts on me and saying I'm a devil worshipper, I can actually get them on a religious hate crime now. How wonderful is that? I prefer to deal my own justice, though. So please don't. But being a religion is part of the evolution of spiritualism. However, the religious aspects within, each and every time we meet in this way, we are drawing in. Remember those words of Silver Birch? And that just doesn't apply to mediums. That applies to each and every one of us. Each and every one of us have one who I call eternal friend, the one that will walk this life with us. We may have a host of others coming in to help and assist. When I work in healing, I love animal healing. When I work in animal healing, I ask for the vets to step forward to help me. When I'm working on physical human healing, I will ask for psychologists, clinical diagnosis, things like that to step in. These are our helpers. These are people. And don't forget, the spirit world is people. Please, dispel that thing that they're all sat around on a cloud playing a harp or listening to, I don't know, Queen or something like that. That'd be my heaven. Anyway, just sat around idly. The spirit world is active. It's immense. It contains everybody that ever was and ever is and ever shall be, and not constrained by the physical limitations this world puts upon us, and free to explore, to grow, to discuss, debate, and enjoy life. And that is the message from the other world to us, that this life is precious. This life, although, all right, who's really happy with the world at the moment? Don't all rush to put your hands up. Who today heard the sound of a bird singing or a child laughing and what did that mean?
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We are surrounded by beauty. We are surrounded by abundance. Yes, we live in the physical world. Yes, I, like everybody, think twice when we go to the thermostat. I, like everybody, walk into the shops and go, how much? That's got up £1.09p. Or £1 2 shillings. My mum would just say, my God, if my mum was alive today, we'd have a riot. But yeah, we have got a hard life to get through. But we can use the support and the love from the other world. Even in moments like this, you feel this energy within this church. You feel this community. You feel the chatter that was going on before, the introductions, the hellos, the how are you. These are the respites from the hard world outside. But in and through these respites, you are gathering your strength. You are rebuilding. You are going, yeah, there is things to be grateful for. Look at yesterday, the sun. You run around screaming, oh, the sky is on fire. It's so long since we've seen it. Put the sun back out, the blue in the sky. And these little things that support us and lift our spirits. Excuse the pun. But they really do. So when we're struggling, when we're thinking how hard life is, just remember you've got one eternal friend who chose you before you were physically born, who devoted their whole existence to being there with you on this journey. How amazing is that? And in time, we wonder, will we have that opportunity? God help anybody gets me as a guide. I feel really sorry for you. So generations to come who are watching us on recordings, I'm really sorry. But the evolution of the soul is all important. And this is why we're here. And again, times are hard. The world is hard. People are hard at the moment. But whatever came from having the easy ride, whatever came from not having a challenge, whatever came from not having to put the effort and the exertion into something. Who remembers their first wage packet? And I'm pretty sure most of us are of that generation. It used to be the brown envelope, am I right? With the funny seal at the back.
Yeah.
And you'd open it up and there'd be money in there. It'd be like, oh, your birthdays and Christmases come at once. But it was money you'd earned through your effort, through your attendance, through your work, that reward. And when we apply that energy to this world, knowing that we've just made somebody's life a little bit more bearable, a little bit more happier, be it by word, by thought, by deed, if we can convey that energy in this world of today, imagine those who selected us before we were born, before this incarnation. Imagine the joy they must feel. Imagine the reward they must get. Imagine the happiness and the gladness. So be kind, be thoughtful. And yes, sometimes the wrong words will come out. Be forgiving, especially to yourself. But just be aware that those that walk with you chose you, because they can see the greatness in you that we sometimes fail to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Lawrence. So now we're going to sing a piece of music. While we're singing, somebody from the church will, thank you, Paul, will be taking a collection. And while we are singing, is after what Lawrence has just said, I'm going to sing my singing to the person who's next to me. And that's not Lawrence. Whoever is the person that's following my life, and maybe you'd like to join me and sing for the person who's following yours. Thank you. No, it's one of my favourite songs, by the way.
We're right across from land to land and sail afar by sea. Descend the depths or climb the heights, my Lord remains with me. Before the blood ran in these veins, the days ordained for me were written in your book, O Lord, before I came to be. I grieve to hear your enemies speak hatred, Lord, of you. Long though they scheme with ill intent, their days are numbered too. How precious are your thoughts to me, how countless, Lord, they are. More than the shores have grains of sand, more than the skies have stars. Come search and test this heart, O Lord, dispel each anxious thought, and lead me onward evermore to tread the path I ought. How blessed I am, so bound with love, surrounded yet so free. In doubt or blessing, life or death, my Lord remains with me.
So this is the bit
A bit.
in the service, a bit in the service,
Carry on.
where we have a demonstration of
Free to bet.
evidential
Oh, right.
mediumship. You can always borrow my purse from the last one, the psychometry. Should Lawrence come to you, you're fortunate to get a message from Spirit. Obviously, as you know, in this church, we do a thing where we say yes, no, maybe, so that people online also will recognise this, so that we make a good, strong contact with Spirit, from Spirit, through Spirit, to Spirit. So if Lawrence should come to you, What did we say? We say,
Yes. No. Maybe.
thank you, Lawrence. Up to you. Well, up to them, actually.
Up to them.
Up to
Sorry,
them.
there's 4 lovely ladies over there, first time with us. So don't worry.
You're in safe
That's the
hands.
way we roll. So I've just got a comment on this. I haven't got to, but I will. I chose this hymn during the week when we had the other medium who was booked before we knew that they were not going to be with us. And Simon's favourite hymn, but that had no effect. It was just like, oh, we haven't had this one for a while. And then when we were singing it, in relation to the address, before the blood ran in these veins, these days ordained for me were written in your book, O Lord, before I came to be. Do you see the correlation? Do you see the absolute intelligence of the other world? So, yeah, I'm being told shut up and get on with it. Okay, that's fine. I do have a gentleman stepping forward. Now, I have very strong conviction this is grandfather. Now, as grandfather, he's not a very great communicator, so that's really handy, isn't it? But I do have a sense of his physical characteristics here. I do have a stocky gentleman about yay high to me, and a solid man. Oh, okay, that's interesting. A solid man. And when I say these words about being a solid man, I know this is in nature and dependability as well. I know very much of that generation of grandparents. His word is his bond. He worked. I believe there's some link here to the coal industry, because I've just seen a coalman walk across as well. But I know this man was very dependable, very much of his word, and very supportive. Anybody understand this gentleman, please?
On my husband's side.
On your husband's side. Anybody else?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay. So, and a maybe. Right, so please listen. Would you understand this link of being a coalman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Down the line.
Yeah.
Down the line.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll go for that. No, but thank you for speaking out. But the coalman I saw, but you know what, I've got a new thing. If I get 2 links, I will work with both of them. All right? Because I have this fear of going back to the other world and having this queue of spirits really angry with me saying, you had me as a double link and you just dumped me, and I'm really not happy. So, wonderful. I want to work with the coal man first, because that was the first presence that came in. You would understand the description of this gentleman as well, about the solidness of dependability, reliability of this man as well. Yeah. And everything. He is a classic old school grandfather. Absolutely classic. If anybody put into AI the components of a classic grandfather, this is the image that would be produced. I've also got a nice humour with this man as well. It's very gentle humour as he smiles sweetly and gently at everything going on. Because he takes stock of the world, because he was very much in the world when he was here. He would take a great deal of interest in world events. And he's just saying, he said, we didn't have any of this push button thing. He said, but we garnered everything from the press. And he said, and this is the days when you could trust the press to report the truth. So he's a very politically minded. Now, I know your husband is politically minded, but that gene came through the bloodline from grandfather, because he was very much an activist energy. I don't know if you know this, or you need to check with hubby when you're at home. But I do feel very much of an activist energy with him. I do feel him out on marches. I do feel him out at rallies and things like that, and very engrossed with things. I've got a really nice intelligence with this man. I don't feel highly educated, but I do feel a lot of common sense as well with him. He's laughing. Now, take it as read. I know a lot of people in the church, all right? So please, I don't want to have to keep saying, I know you, Jenny, but, all right? I know most of you, but this is coming from the spirit world. Now, I know you've been away on holiday of late, but I know your husband's grandfather was around because he's okay, what are you doing? Why are you making me do this? He's working with hubby, and it's like picture framing. It's like making sure all the joints are neat and secure. Now, this is with his work life, his life. Am I understanding this correctly, that he has left or is leaving certain roles in his life coming up?
What, my husband?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because this is how it's showing me symbolically. It's like adjusting the picture frame now to make sure everything's neat and secure. Yeah, all right. Because he's just your husband. Your husband likes a lot of order, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And we have a tendency to make sure that I've said what the order is without painting. I'm not painting a dark picture, but he likes things done his way.
Yeah, it's mathematical.
Yeah, and he likes things done his way. And with these changes going on in his life, a little bit wrong-footed, although he may not have said to you, there's just a little bit of a, hang on a minute, where are we going now? But I know his grandfather has been around. Where you went on holiday, were you by a loch or a long body of water, please?
Yes.
And was there time spent on the banks of that, looking out and just being, just contemplating?
Yeah, we'd go for walks.
Yeah, and that's the energy where the grandfather links in with him, when he can just sort of like gently put his thoughts forward. Up to your husband if he takes them or not, that's absolutely fine, we've all got free will. But this is how he's just showing me how he's been working with him. He loves you, he absolutely adores you. He said, but mind you, I said, now and then we would probably cross swords on things, but in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way, he says. He said, because he admires your strength of mind and your directness there. So he's just gone, thank you, and gone. And I can smell the coal. I can smell it up here. So thank you, Jenny.
He came from Sunderland.
Okay, I didn't get that, but I wish I had. I didn't ask, did I? It's as simple as that. Roy, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Took a lot from the address.
wonderful.
Oh, I'm fine.
Right, fine. So I'll explain later. Anyway, thank you. Coal miner. Now, come on. As I bring my awareness to this gentleman, there are similarities. What I was saying to Jenny, you could take
Some of it.
as well. And I do want to be, this is a union man. Yeah, and not just a card holder, but more of a mover and shaker as well. I can hear the bands, the colliery bands, and I feel that marching. I want to be. It's just funny, isn't it? I was joking, saying about free Tibet, but that's the energy.
Yeah.
That's him already coming into the awareness here. Very strong man. 4 children? Or is this 4 boys? No?
No.
It's just brought to mind 4 young gentlemen. Oh, okay, we'll go with this. You have told me you worked down the mines in the colliery. This gentleman is just bringing forward of 4 young men who did not return from their shift. Yeah, there was. Take me there. This was actually in the mine. This was a collapse in the mine. Take me out of there now, please. This was actually a collapse in the mine. It has an involvement with this because there was a support package put in for the families as well.
I wouldn't know that.
Okay.
It could be.
But they're just talking that there was this support because it was okay, now we're rocking. Because of this community that everybody felt that grief. Everybody understood that grief. And everybody offered and helped and did what they could to support within that. I've got a little dog with me as well, a little terrier type dog. Scruffy dog. Happy dog, but scruffy dog. But he's bringing that energy around you about community and support. Now I know, the things that have been going on in your life as well. But he's taken his hat off to you because he understands the things that are going on and continue to go on in your life here. But he's also, it's like two hand claps he's doing. It's one for the support that you're receiving from other people, but it's also the fact that you continue to support even though you have all this going on. And he's just drawing my mind to, there've been the moments thinking, oh God, what next? Yeah? What next? Yeah. But you're saying you soon bounce back on that. You soon bounce back on that. You met this man.
Yes.
Because he saw a lot of him in you as you saw a lot of you in him.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this recognition. We meet people at times and sometimes there's that like soul level type talking. It's just, why have you done it like that? It's just very underhandedly got a bunch of daffodils. But he's just given them to you like that. Not presenting or show. He's just gone, here you go. There you go. There would have been a time, please, that money would have passed.
Yes.
Yeah. Grannies are like drug dealers, aren't they? Anybody else's gran was like a drug dealer. They go in and it would be like, a pound note in those days, and the hand goes, here you go. Here you go.
Boiled
You don't need to ask me
sweets.
a lot of money.
Okay, but I know this money exchanged hands there. And why not, he says. Why not? You did me proud. You did me proud. You supported this man as well. You supported this man on an emotional level. This is the end of a relationship for him where he was feeling a bit
Yes.
strung. Yeah. And he's saying, thank you for that. He said, because the other people wanted to help me, they only wanted to help me because they wanted to help themselves for what I had. Nice house.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Very nice. Just pop me in there. Got wood panelling in the hall or one of the rooms.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I'm just being drawn to the library area. I just feel this warmth of the wood. He's laughing now. He's having a little giggle now. But truly, thank you. Truly, thank you. And I'm so glad that I could help you in return.
Thank you.
All right? What a nice man.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, where are we going?
Not me.
No, not you.
I've
No,
been greedy this month.
we don't. Yeah, yeah.
I've had my mum and dad. I've had everybody I want to speak to.
And your dog. Don't
And
forget
the
the
dog,
dog.
yes.
Don't forget the dog.
And Wand Man.
Forgive me for being slightly flippant here, but this is the energy I feel coming in. I feel a young lady coming in. Not got the age yet, but I know this is definitely way, way before what we would call the time here. I do feel a cancer condition. Show me the cancer, please. Do feel cancer condition here. Oh, that's odd. Now, I know that I had a conversation before the service with somebody talking about mastectomies, but I do feel that energy as well coming in, please. And I do feel this cancer was the one that formed the nodules. The name of it eludes me at the moment. As I'm drawing closer and as she's sharing this information with me, her energy is totally changed, because she came in very flippant, very buoyant, very jolly, and now she's just sort of flat. Ladies. Lady in the middle. No? Okay, there's something going on over there. Stop it. So, who would understand this lady, please? Very lively, very buoyant, very jolly. Went way, way, way before what we would call their time. And this... Yes? You understand this lady? So you're all the way from heaven, no one chair out. It's not acceptable, is it? Really? Thank you. Thank you. I know that I'm being pulled towards it, but thank you, thank you, thank you. You would understand the character of this lady before things happened. I want fun. I want to go out, and you're not going to be quite sure where you're going to end up. You might end up on a tuna boat going to Nova Scotia or something like that. I want that sort of energy with her. This lady loved life. This lady absolutely loved life. Is there 2 children left behind on the earth, please? Yeah. But I know this lady loved life. I know she lived it to the full. She's not from this country, is she?
She is, but she lived abroad for
Okay, thank you, because I know I'm just getting this other energy coming in with her. But I know I want to go back to this love of life. I know I want to be... Sorry?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I know I would just want to be celebrating life. I know I want to be enjoying life and making people around me happy. Yeah, that was a big thing to this lady. She always said, if I could leave people with a smile on my face, my job is done. I know I would have enjoyed the odd exotic drink here. I haven't got a pint in my hand or a bottle of wine. Not like you. But I know I've just got these drinks. And do you know what? Fair play to this lady, because she went out to live life, and she did. She did to the fullest. She does want to briefly touch here on the latter stage of life. And there was this acceptance from her. When it was diagnosed, and she's saying she left the diagnosis longer than I should have. She said, because I felt something was not right. And apart from a few very, very close friends, I didn't share that. She said, I put on the face. When it was time to go out, it was like, da, here I am, here I am. But when this was all diagnosed and when the real reality of it came in, it was devastating for the people associated with her, absolutely. But that gave her a strength to be supportive. She said, I had my own feelings, of course I did. She said, you imagine being told that. And I like the directness, she's a great communicator. She said, you imagine being told that. She said, but when I was sharing it with people that I loved and I saw the effect on them, I instantly went into the nurture energy. And I wanted to support them. And I was saying to them, it'll be all right, it'll be all right. But in my mind, I was going, is it? I don't know. But I just wanted people to not be upset. You went to the funeral or the service for her. That was lively, wasn't it? Oh gosh, tell me the name of that tune. I know the music was really uplifting. It wasn't a dirge. Yeah, it was real. She just commented, I quite like that music. She said, that was my music. I like that. And there was a lot there. Yeah? You understand that? There was a lot there, because she went, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All these people. This lady never realised the effect she had on people on this earth. She really didn't. She just carried on doing what she could. And that, at that service, she really just went, wow, wow. And she's bringing her attention around you. And she wants to get a little bit business-like now. Look out. You're in for a finger wagging, I think. And again, as she brings her attention to you. And she's talking here, okay, she's talking here with you of this is a time when things need to be got in order. You understand that? Yeah. I'm not talking health. I'm talking, you know, the worldly life. And she's just saying, you know, I didn't deal so well with what was going on with me because I was always thinking of other people, which is absolutely wonderful. And she said, and if I came back tomorrow, guess what? I would do it all over again. But now she's looking at you and saying, now is the time to focus on you. All right? Because she's making me aware that you are very giving, you are very outward going with people. But she says, now is the time to focus on you. And I want to put my feet on stable ground. I want security for going forward. And she says, you can do it, for goodness. She said, you were always a sensible one. She says, I was the idiot. She said, but again, don't do what I did. All right? It's not being selfish. Looking after yourself is not being selfish. And she's just bringing that advice. And, you know, Spirit give us advice. If we do it, great. If we don't do it, great. It's as simple as that. But they want to have their word, and she's doing this because she loves you so much. I want to be putting a lei around your neck. You know the lei made out of flowers? Would you understand the connection there? Okay. I don't like sending people out with shopping bags and take this home, take that home. But it's just very prominent that she's just put that there at this time as well. But she just wants to, just before she, I nearly said depart. She said, no, I've done that once, I'm not doing that again. She said, I'm making my way. Before she makes her way, she just wants to reiterate that thing with you. You're not being selfish. You need to secure. One of these ladies understands this message, correct? No, one of the ladies with you. You understand what she's saying about. Brilliant. There you go. So you can discuss that on the way home or down the pub or in the wine bar, wherever you go. If it's a wine bar, give us a shout. But yeah, she just wants you now to put yourself first, all right, and get that secure. And she said, because if you're secure, you can then go on and help more people. Think about it that way. It's an investment. Oh, she likes that word. It's an investment. All right? All her love. Anniversary time coming up. I want to be in the month of June. Yeah? And is this lady's anniversary?
Hers is actually end of May, but...
Okay.
very end of May.
Yeah. I know I'm just in that area. Thank you. Thank you for being here. See, if you weren't here today, that would never have happened. How wonderful. I have a Scottish gentleman with me. I love the Scots anyway. I love the Scots. Okay. I love the Scottish energy. I love their fun and their character. And this is a real typical Scottish gentleman. He, you know, if you cut his finger off, it will say Scotland all the way through it like a stick of rock. And I can see him waving the saltaire, the Scottish flag here as well. And I've got this great character. God, he's strong. I don't feel physically big, but I feel like, you know, 2 minutes before he came in, his presence would enter the room. Right over there with you, Ash.
No,
No?
not that I know.
Okay. Just kept coming into the corner of my eye. Who would understand, please, a link here with a Scottish gentleman, big character, very patriotic about Scotland? What's your relationship? I'm in the family, but I don't feel a closeness here, so I'm not feeling like father or grandfather, but I'm certainly in the family here. Heather? Yeah, you can understand, and you can understand this character as well with him. And we would all sit here looking at the door because his presence will have arrived. Thank you. Interesting, we're working with the healers today. How interesting is that? He's just stepping forward. He's just stepping forward with this strength for you. He's a very supportive man when he walked the earth. He would always support others. Try to be inconspicuous just made you really conspicuous. Seriously. He finds that hilarious. He's just gone, what? What's going on? He is very supportive when he walked the earth of other people. Did you work with apprentices? Because I feel that energy with him.
Sorry.
Did he work with apprentices?
So many jobs.
Okay, but I feel like this is engineering. Yeah, definitely engineering type firm. But I do feel the apprentices, because he loved that. He loved supporting people. You do get that, yeah. Because he's here with his support for you and bringing that upliftment and that strength. He's talking to, please, about change in your work life as well, and thoughts going out there of, is that the right thing to do? And he's just saying that whatever you decide, we're here to support you, all right? Don't look to us to tell you what to do. You've got to make that decision yourself. But whatever you do, we're going to be here supporting. All right? And with that, he's just gone. Yeah. Right. Please come in. Please walk upright. As if for somebody trying to be inconspicuous, you're just so... But thank you. Thank you, Heather. And thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. And thank you, everybody. Just closing prayer now, or have you got
Notices?
Notices. Oh. Notices. Notices. Take glasses off a bit. Monday at 7:30 p.m. evening of mediumship with Keith, Charles, and Jules Bridges. It's £12 on the door, or £10 if you book online in advance. Wednesday is week 2 of the psychic development class. Friday at 12 noon, the bereavement group meets and is open to anyone on their bereavement path. I think one of the biggest reasons we're all in here, we've all lost somebody we absolutely adore and love, and we all go through bereavement, and the bereavement group is absolutely wonderful. So whatever path you're on in your bereavement, you're very welcome to come and join the group. Friday at 7 p.m. is Spiritual Cafe Night. If you've not been to one of those, they're absolutely amazing. A time for discussion, questions in a relaxed environment. Sunday the 2nd at 11 a.m. Our service will be taken by Stephen Mager from Portsmouth. If you've not had the privilege of sitting on one of Stephen's sessions here, where he goes into great depths of his science and philosophy, doesn't he?
He does.
Really worth listening to.
And he's asked for an A board.
He's after an A board.
Yeah, he's asked for an A board.
Well, we're in for a
to be
good
put
one.
up, so, yeah.
Bring your maths books, everybody. That's it on the messages. So I would just like to ask Lawrence, please, for your closing prayer.
Thank you. So once more, just link into that divine presence, that energy, that vibration, however you describe it, matters not, it's personal to you. And just give that thought out, that thanks, that gratitude to all those that have joined us, both here in the physical and those from the astral. And also just send out that love to this world. Again, wherever you are drawn. This world at this time is in need of you, in need of people like yourself, to emanate that loving vibration. And remember too, to love yourselves. Remember too, as we've heard in the messages, to look after yourselves, to ensure you are safe and secure. So in and through this knowledge that life and love are eternal, step boldly now back into the real world, with your head held high and your heart full of love, and exist in harmony and unity with all those that we meet. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Simon. Very good. Very good. Good done.
He's never been through.
All right. Okay.
I felt so drawn to you. Thank you.